Hello and welcome to the first real episode of Corrective Measures. This is episode 1 and we are joined by a very special guest today. That is the Benwell Bomber, Mr. Joe Laws himself. We also have Prezi here, co-founder and co-host of Corrective Measures, to go through this podcast with you guys today. Before we get into it, I just want to give a massive shout out to our sponsor of the podcast and also this episode itself. That's Subculture Fashion. They are a retailer that supplies authentic and casual clothing at below retail price. They're the one-stop shop for all the clothing needs. They also share your passion with clothing. If you do like designer brands such as CP Company and Stone Island, these are the guys to go to. I will drop their link in the description below. But again, I just want to say a massive shout to the Benwell Bomber himself for being here. How are you today, Mr. Joe Laws?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Obviously, we are joined by Prezi as well. We wanted to get you on as our first ever guest on the show, to say the least. Obviously, you're a huge name in boxing and a massive name for, obviously, the Geordies as well. Being a yeah, being a Southern lad, we think anything kind of past King's Lynn is north for us. So I know you're a Benwell boy and you're very proud to be a Benwell boy. So tell us a little bit about, obviously, Benwell itself and why you're so proud to be from there. Because I'm a Norwich boy myself. It's the best place in the world to me. So sell it to me. I want to know. I want to know.
Benwell boy, born and bred. Like, mate, you said yourself, you're from Norwich. I'm from Benwell. Wherever you've been brought up, wherever you're from, that's your bread and butter on it. And I can walk through the streets. I know everybody. I know all the shop owners. I just feel at home here. I've got a cracking support. I've got a cracking fan base, and like they're all locally. I pop into my local boxing gyms on a weekly, on a daily. I see all the lads there and all that. I love the place. When I do get a bit of off time, bit of downtime, we'll have like outdoor parties and all that. And it's just mint. We all get together and yeah, I say, mate, I'm a Benwell boy, born and bred.
Bit of a man of the people then. Bit of know
I
everybody, have the chat.
definitely,
Hey,
definitely.
I fully rate that. I do fully rate that. I know. Obviously, you know Prezi anyway. You wanna
Yeah,
do you guys want to kind of talk about how you guys know so we can get that out there? Do you wanna go
yeah.
into that a little
Well,
bit?
my man Prezi, he's been sponsoring us for well over a year now, and he stuck by us through the bad times, through the pandemic, through the lockdown, through my last fight, and I can't say enough how much I appreciate that. I've been in the gym all year now. I'm feeling good. I've just signed an MTK deal for 2 years. I've got fight dates coming soon, and the good times will come back. And he's part of Team Bomber now to the very end, and it's going to be exciting. My career is going to be exciting. Win, lose or draw, fasten your seatbelts because it's going to be a bumpy ride.
Yeah, I think we're in for a journey. That's for sure. And to be fair, like the first time I saw you was on Sky Sports. I think it was your third pro fight. It was on the Ritson undercard, and all of a sudden you're coming out to country roads, out to country roads, mask on, hat on, giving it the big one. It was absolutely class. The atmosphere in the arena for that night was just insane. And actually, the atmosphere in the arena for what was your third pro fight and everyone getting behind you was incredible. Like the amount of people that you brought that night was insane. And I remember watching it thinking, wow, this kid's like, this is nuts. Like, what, 3 fights in, and this is the noise that's being created. I want to be a part of it. We got in touch and had that conversation, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, he rang shit up, but I was 3 fights deep, man. I was still new to the game. I'm still new now, but back then I sold over 1,000 tickets.
Yeah.
And in my head, I was thinking to myself, how the fuck have I sold over 1,000 tickets? I don't even know 1,000 people. And then I walked out, man. I just seen loads of flashing lights all over. I was like, push.
I think
Shit's got real now.
I think that shows though what kind of impact you've had on, like, not just on boxing in the local area, but the community itself. Because I think it's that tribal thing, isn't it? It's boxing's I'm not a boxing man myself, so don't shout at me for this. But boxing is very much like football in the sense that it's very tribal. You stick to your local, you stick to who you know, you stick to your beliefs. And I believe that if you're around those people and you attract those people, then that's the kind of people you're going to have watching you. And it clearly shows, because I think I've watched, like I said, I'm into my boxing. I'm a bit of a casual boxing fan, but I've watched obviously a lot of your highlights and going through your Instagram and stuff. And it just goes to show that the support you've had is completely insane. It must, for someone like yourself that's been working towards it, it must be pretty insane, right?
It's mental. Like even now, like I went for a jog a couple of days ago, and on my 5 minute jog I got stopped twice by two little kids going, Losey, can I get a picture? So I stopped, had a bit of crack with him, and but it's good because I remember when I was young, and if you've seen someone on telly, you thought the next big thing, and you got that excited. And no film walk away, like in your head, you think to yourself, what a dickhead. Know what I mean?
100%.
So I always have time with people like that, no matter how busy I am, how stressed I am, how whatever. And I just love it, know what I mean? I just love it. Like I get kids knocking on my door going, can you sign me glove, this and all that. I just love it because boxing's a short career. And whatever happens to boxing, when I finish from boxing, I want to be remembered as the people's champion. Not this, that, because I know loads of people who've done well in boxing, but when you mention the name, they go, "What a dickhead!" I would hate that. I would hate to walk in my local after I finish on boxing. People go, "What a fucking dickhead!"
Yeah,
I would hate that.
I think
I'm gonna walk in my local and going, "Yeah, Joe Laws, what a guy! I buy you a pint, come here."
You're just thinking about the 3 pints or the 3 pints.
Yeah, man. The 3 pint in 5 years time. Yeah. That's all I'm thinking.
Yeah, I love that. I think
to be fair, like you've shown that as well, because I don't know if you still do it. I'm pretty sure you do, but I'm sure you deliver all the tickets yourself, don't you?
I do. Like personally.
Yeah.
Have a cup out everyone's house. Have a bit of crack of them. It does get tedious because when I meet someone every time, it's the same crack. How are you feeling? How's training went? It's the same questions every time. But if I can make someone stay by coming in and I'm a bit crack of them, and if they're not buying tickets off me personally, they're hard-earned money. I don't see why not. I can't pop them for 5-10 minutes. You know what I mean? It's just
100%.
People remember that.
Myself.
People fully remember that interaction though, because even like myself as a kid, I was massively into like Formula One, and I remember walking down the pit lane, and not a single driver said a word to me. And the only person that would say hello, the only person that said hello to me and have a picture of me was Montoya. And he's completely retired now, years ago. You remember that as a kid. And I remember now thinking, I watch a Formula One going, I fucking hate you. I hate you. And I hate you purely based on that one interaction I had as like a 10-year-old. Yeah. So you're fully making kids' days or like people's days. And I love that.
Yeah, it's class.
I've got to ask though, obviously, we wanted to get you on here today to talk about yourself and a bit about boxing, a bit about everything. And again, it's a pleasure to have you on here. And this is something that's kind of been stirring up boxing as a whole. What is your kind of take on the Paul brother thing? Because obviously for someone like yourself that's trained incredibly hard for X amount of years doing your thing, how does it feel to then someone who has just a little bit of a kind of following just jump straight into the big boys, big paid fight? How does that feel?
You know what, right? My answer to this is going to be a bit surprising, but fair play to the man. Know what I mean? Boxing's all about timing, right? And he's jumped on it. Boxing's about timing and entertainment, right? You can be as good, you can be the best boxer in the world, right? But not if you're boring. If no one wants to pay to watch you, why would you get the big opportunities? Know what I mean? Yeah. All this price thing and the best fights, the best this and all that, that's at the window. If you can't sell tickets, if you want to entertain, and if people don't want to watch you fight, then why would you get them big opportunities? Know what I mean? And I'm not going to sit here and hate on him. He's grabbed the opportunity with both hands. He's jumped in, and to be fair, he can fight for a YouTuber. His first 3 opponents have probably had a better caliber than my first 3 opponents. Know what I mean? Like he's for Ben Askren. KSI and I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure on the
Uh,
first one.
He's third one.
Yeah, another YouTuber or something.
Yeah, but granted that Ben Askren wasn't see the shape of Ben Askren. If I couldn't jump that ring now, give me a full stone and fuck Ben Askren, I'd one shot with shit. But
Are we saying that's the next fight then? Ben Askren, we're coming for Ben Askren.
Bomber versus Ben Askren, let's get it on.
Heard it here first, boys. Heard it here first. I
Yeah.
do agree with you though. I think the thing with the Paul brothers is they definitely have a bit of a persona and a bit of a character, but they're opportunists. Like, I personally don't like their videos. I don't like them as people, but I kind of respect the hustle. I respect what they're doing.
100%.
They're making the money, they're getting the views, they're selling the tickets, and it's the same as anything in entertainment. Boxing is an entertainment sport, and I feel
It is.
they're hitting that on the head. They're doing exactly what they
Like
should be doing.
Like I said on my post interview, Newcastle, are you not entertained?
Yeah.
Yeah. I could have went there, made it easy, jabbed him, bowled him, made it boring. After the fight, went, yeah, Boxwell, yeah, great, yeah, thank you, blah, 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 see you next time. But who wants to say that?
Yeah.
I'm a man of the people. I'm a kid being brought up in Benwell on the council streets. When did I ever thought I was going to be live on Sky Sports 3 fights deep, after 6 fights, after 10 fights? You know what I mean? So I'm enjoying the ride. For however long I'm in boxing, I'm going to make some noise.
Yeah, I mean, you've had a roller coaster, to say the least. Like, it's what, 3 years. I saw your post the other day. It's been 3 years since your first pro fight. In that time, you've fought in. You fought at the Stadium of Light. You fought at the arena, which is what, 5 minutes away from where you live. You fought at the Eagles Arena. You've knocked someone out on Sky Sports. You've been stopped on Sky Sports. Like, there's nothing really you haven't done in a way. Like, you've done it all pretty much in 10 fights. So it's been some roller coaster in 3 years. Like, you don't see that in 20 pro fights for a lot.
No, you don't.
So yeah, it's been
the
some
ups,
roller coaster.
about the downs, but having all them ups and downs 10 fights deep, it just made us realise that I do actually want it. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I know the risks of boxing. Like, you're going in there against someone and it's a fight.
Yeah.
And there's they have small gloves on, anything can happen, know what I mean? And that's what makes it so entertaining and so good to watch. And 10 fights deep, 3 years in, I can't wait to see what the next 3 years holds for us.
Yeah, I think regardless they're gonna be exciting from the way that you fight as well. You know, the way that you fight, it's gonna be exciting. I mean, the last 12 months have obviously, for everybody, have been tough. For boxers, I imagine it's been incredibly tough not knowing what is going to happen and when it's going to happen. You know, we've seen Eddie Hearn through his fight camp say, my message to any boxer out there is to stay ready.
Yeah.
How has it been in the height of all these, like, the lockdowns and the restrictions? How has it been to actually, like, remain focused without actually knowing what the next few weeks are going to look like, let alone next few months?
Like, you know what? It was me when I first went lockdown. It was easy. I'm not really big a drinker. I love staying fit. I live for the sport. So my life is lockdown. I go to the gym. I come back. I sell tickets, or I do a podcast, or I chill. I go back to the gym. I come back. I chill. So my life didn't really change. But I had a bad Christmas. Me nanny passed away. I just got beat. Had a bit of a bad spell there, and I was about 13 stone over Christmas. I was fat as butter. I was going for a bit of a bad time. I started drinking, eating the takeaways and all that. I put on loads of weight, and now I was like 88 kilo. And my last drink or my last takeaway, I think it was Boxing Day or a few days before New Year's Eve. And since then, I've just been bang on it. That fire's back in us, which I had, and I just want to prove people wrong. Cause I know I'm a well-liked boxer from the northeast, from England, but I've got loads of doubters. I get loads of hate on social media. I just want to go on there, prove people wrong, and prove myself right.
Surely
That was something.
I was
That was
going
something
to
I
say
wanted
that the
to.
social media thing, surely that goes in your favor, because it's even, for example, even like the Saunders stuff last night. I know bring up another box here, but like the amount of UK fans that doubted him, which I absolutely hate, for example. He loves that, and you can see that he loves that. He plays off it because he wants to prove people wrong. And I've been sitting here now. I've known you for 15 minutes. I've been chatting to you. I like you already because
we're basically best friends now.
yeah, I'm all for it. When are we meeting up? Like, but honestly, that's generally how it feels, because I feel like you're very to the point. You say it how it is. You stick to your guns, and I don't feel anyone's going to change your mind. You want to do it your way, and I fully believe in that, and that's an ethos I believe in. So surely this stuff on social media, does it hinder you, or does it go, nah, I want this more?
I've got two phones. I've got my social media phone and this cheap bat phone. And people always look at us and go, "Oh yeah, he doesn't know good." I'm like, "Listen, mate, that's just my phone. What? No social media. I hate social media because all you do, you go out to see people, to talk to people, and all people are doing is on the phone like this, scrolling. It's called social media, but it makes you antisocial. I think there's a time and place for everything. So I've got my social media phone, which I make me posts, me podcast for me statuses and whatnot. And then when I go out, I've just got like a cheap little phone. And if someone wants to ring us, they can ring us. If someone wants to text us, they can text us.
Yeah.
But I don't want to go out and just be on my phone, Snapchat, Instagram, this and all that. It's just, for one, it hurts my eyes. It's a headache. I just didn't like it.
Yeah, I think people are obsessed with.
They are. It's a good thing. It's a bad thing. It's a good thing, but like I say, there's a time and place for everything.
Yeah.
If I'm going out, I want to speak to new people, actually interact with them. You know what I mean? I want to. If I go to the shopping centre, I'm going to shopping to have a one around, to have a bit crack and all that. I'm not going to Snapchat every shop I go to. If I buy something, take a Snapchat. If I do this, take an Instagram video.
There's literally nothing worse. We've actually, speaking of this, we've actually just had a bakery open here. I've never been. I don't know what the cakes are like, but it was pissing it down.
If you don't take a picture of your food, you didn't go.
It was pissing it down yesterday, and there was probably a good 30 people waiting in the line just to take a picture of a fucking cupcake. And I'm like, what are you gaining from that? Like, it doesn't make sense.
But I know myself, because if I do go to someone like that and I have got my phone, I'll fall into the same trap. I'll be like, Tuesday cupcakes, ching ching.
I can't see the Benwell Bomber with a big Snapchat filter on his face with his little cupcake waiting in line, to be honest with you. But you never know.
Dog ears.
Yeah, literally.
Them dog ears with cupcake action all over.
Yeah. Mate, well, you never know. In like 5 years' time, like as you said, boxing's a short game. If you ever want to get into that social media influencing, you can get into it. You never know. You never know.
Yeah. Obviously, on the social media thing, like obviously we touched on before, the popularity that you've gained up here. You know, like I think that there's no hiding away from the fact that there is, you know, there naturally with any sport there is a bit of a north-south divide. I think also the fact that you are you are so loud in the way that you're not afraid to say how it is. You know, let's be honest, you're either a love it or hate it type of personality.
More, mate.
So people will massively get behind you, the people that like you when you win in fights. Obviously, your last fight you lost. It was live on Sky Sports. It was a big event. It's a matchroom card. You know, it's a big deal. No doubt there was plenty of hate on social media.
Yeah.
Do you read that stuff? Do you just ignore it? Like, because obviously you know it's going to be there. Do you?
I could not give a monkeys what people say to me on social media, because for one, them do not know, right, what went on that camp, what went on before that fight, and there's only a few people's opinions who are actually like take for granted when it comes to like things like that. Me coaches, me dads, and people who actually know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like Joe blogs from down the road, I couldn't give a fuck what he thinks. But he's probably 17 stone, having a pizza that night, eating loads of crisps, watching me fight, going, I could do better than that. Like,
give me a couple of Stellas and that'll be me.
I course sounds no problem.
Yeah. So you don't even read it. You know it's there. You don't give a fuck.
I know it, like,
Basically.
if I scroll down and I see loads of like comments or a certain point in my social media blown up, I'll have a little look, but I just laugh it off.
Yeah.
I can't please everybody, can I?
No, that's true. And what do you make of, like, obviously you're still early on in your career. You've obviously just signed your 2-year deal with MTK, which is massive. What do you make of these other boxers, experienced and more and less experienced, calling you out? You know, we've had is it Louis Isaacs? We've had Tommy Broadbent. I mean, they all want a piece. Like, what do you make of that? Do you take it as a compliment?
Fair play to them, because if I was in their shoes, I'd be calling me out as well. It's not my fault. You're boring as fuck. No one likes you, and you can't get fights. You know what I mean? Do something about it. But if it wasn't aimed towards me, I'd find the stuff funny, because our Thomas Broadbent actually got funny crack, but it's aimed towards me. So I'm sitting there on my phone getting riled up and all that. But it is what it is. That's boxing. Them are doing the same things to me as what I do to the likes of Devin Haney, Conor Ben last year. So I've just got to take it with a pinch of salt. And if the fight comes, if it makes sense, let's happen. I'll fight anybody in the world if it makes sense. Know what I mean? It's like if someone says to me, would you fight Conor Ben next week for £500? Well, no, that doesn't make sense. Know what I mean? I'll fight anybody if it makes sense, the right time. I'll fight anybody. So fair play to them. If they want to cause a few names, let them be, you know what I mean? But come fight night, we'll see.
Have you got anything in plan? I was just going to be straight and honest here. Have you got anyone in mind of who you want to fight next? Like, to put it straight out there.
Well, like I say now, I've signed with MTK. So my management is MTK. So it's just the ball's in their court now. So if any fights get offered, or if they want to make any fight, it all goes to MTK.
Right.
I'll do one thing, that's fight. The coaches, and MTK managers. So obviously, I work like a boxing triangle. If a fight's there, we'll make it happen. If a fight wants to be made, we'll try and make it happen. But essentially, it all goes to MTK now.
That must be a huge thing as well, because, like I said, I'm the casual boxing fan myself. So I can't sit here and tell you I know everything about boxing. But MTK, everyone's heard of MTK. Everyone. Let's be honest. Whether you like boxing, you don't like boxing, you're just into sports. Everybody know who's MTK is. That is huge. That is huge. How does that feel? That is next level kind of achievements. Like you said, this last kind of 3 years has been a roller coaster with the ups and downs, but the Sky Sports, etc. But sign of MTK, that must feel unreal.
Massive. Like I was speaking to Leighton, who I know before I even signed with MTK, because I boxed on 2 of the shows at the Eagles. And even he was saying, he says, Joe, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to tell you you're going to be pound for pound 15-0, untouchable, unbeatable. It's like my style is either going to go really, really, really well, or really, really, really bad. But me, my personality, my persona, my style of fighting, I can get made into a superstar. I can sell them arenas out. I can get them big fights, because styles make fights. Fights don't make fights, styles make fights, you know what I mean? And my style has got the makings of some big fights in the future. So I'm going to guide us right, get us the right fight at the right times, promoters at the right time.
Doing it the right way.
Take it step by step, year by year. And within 5 years, I'll probably be on my way out of boxing, 32, 33. I want a few belts, loads of good memories. And I just want to be remembered as the bomber, the Benwell Bomber, who did it his way, people's champ, exciting. And I want to make people's nights, you know what I mean? I want to be part of all these nights where I was years ago, going to see the likes of Ricky Hatton fight and all that, and seeing all these up and coming stars fights, and feeling the deep bumps when Sweet Carolina came on. I want to be part of their nights, you know what I mean? And 10 fights deep, I've already been part of the nights. So I just can't wait for what the future holds.
You can see though, because like you speak to certain people. I've spoken to boxers, and same with football players as well. They're in it for the wrong reasons. But
Yeah.
like I said, I've literally spoke to you for the last 15, 20 minutes, and I can tell that this is your life, this is your love, and
If you're
it's
in
true.
boxing,
It's true.
if you're in boxing for the money, get out now, because for what it's worth, it's not for the money. But for me, it's like when I go for a jog and I can't go for a 5 mile jog without getting stopped twice by two youngins.
Yeah.
Loving pictures. I get more buzz from that than me shine little payday after a fight night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just everything what comes with it. I love if I can take a few young ones off the street into the gym, get them into boxing, I'll be absolutely buzzing, because I know how easy it is just to via off route round these ends, know what I mean? And you just one bad decision away from a whole different life. I've got friends who are in rehab now, I've got friends who've died, I've got friends who are in jail, and all through that one bad decision. Everyone's one decision away from a totally different life. So if I can just sway people into the mindset of getting in the gym, getting off the streets, and enjoying what you're doing, it teaches you respect, and I'll be a happy man.
Is it quite hard then? As I said, like I'm from Norwich, and Norwich is Norwich. I'm not going to sit here and say that I've had it hard. I've almost grown up with a silver spoon in my mouth. I'm not going to lie to you. That's who it is, and I'm very humble with it. But you've spoken twice now about where you're from and how hard it is. Was it hard growing up and not kind of going down the same paths as you just said, the people that you know? Is it that kind of place?
No, it is. It was hard, but my mum and dad brought us up right. My dad used to always say it was like just stay away from that lifestyle. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even now, when I go out, I'm not gonna sit and say all my friends are perfect, the angels. Your friends get up to know good, they drink, they do this, they do that, but I don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm a man. I'm 26 years of age. You know what I mean? I make my own decisions, but I'm never going to change my circle of friends. But I've been brought up in the boxing gym from the age of 14, and I think if I didn't have boxing, maybe I would have veered off route.
I fully rate it. I do. I fully rate it. And like I said, you can see that you live and breathe boxing. So, and that's the main thing. And I can tell that there's going to be some huge things to come. And I'm personally looking forward to it. I know Prezzy's extremely looking forward to it. Since we've been talking about obviously arranging this, he's been telling me all sorts. He's been so excited about it. Like he told me,
Prezzy's a legend.
You're gonna love this guy. You're gonna love this guy, and I fully believe him because you're a great person. And we kind of said last podcast on our introduction, we said we're gonna ask a question that everybody has to answer, and I answered it, Prezzy answered it, but the question is, and it's a bit of a weird one, so don't judge me here. If you had to sing any karaoke song right this second, what would it be?
Right this second.
Right this second.
Don't stop believing. Don't stop believing. Hold on to that ceiling. I've got the words there.
I was fully going to make a joke and say I need you to sing it, but you already did it for me, so you're taking away from me. I
got
my prediction wrong there, Joey.
Yeah,
I was
going to say Country Road, but that was too obvious.
Yeah.
So I thought outside the box and thought, oh yeah, let's go something different.
That just screwed up. That screwed up the production team, because I was sitting here with Country Roads waiting to play in the background. You know, the Benwell Bomber singing along. The Benwell Bomber singing along.
Cut, take 3.
Yeah, hold on. Let me just pause it there. We'll be back in 2 seconds. I just want to say it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the podcast, and I fully appreciate it. It's been an absolute pleasure meeting you. Like I said, I've known you for such a short amount of time, but like you said it yourself, I literally feel like your best friend. You are the people's champion. I can sit here now and say that you've fully got my support moving forward. And again, we appreciate you coming on. Is there anything you want to say before we kind of wrap this up? Sorry, Prezzy.
That's right.
I just want to. What? Hello? Yes. Who? Me? Who?
Lawsy, you go first, and then Prezzy can say.
I'll go first, right?
Yeah, you go first.
I just want to say a massive thank you to all my support, all my sponsors. like Prezi, supporting us through the bad times, the good times. This past year, these are absolute legends, and without yous, I couldn't do what I do now. I've just signed a 2-year contract. Things are on the up. Fasten your seatbelts because things are going to get exciting.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it.
I can't wait. Can't wait. But like I say, a few weeks goes by, a few months. I come back on the podcast where I'm down in fight weight. I'm a good bit crack then, if he's up for that.
Yeah. Sounds good to me. Final
Awesome.
question. Obviously we've worked together for a little while, but as a fan first and foremost, and I'm sure
Yes.
there'll be people watching this that are fans of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything coming up that we should know about? Is there any potential dates? Can you say about any potential opponents maybe coming up? We know Lewis Ritson's fighting in a couple of months.
I can't say a word, but I'll drop you a message after this podcast and fill you in.
Watch this space.
Okay. Sounds good. And final question. I'm gonna try and make an assumption, and I'm gonna make a prediction. I was wrong on the first one. My second prediction is we might see you on the card for Lewis Ritson in his title eliminator in a couple of months' time. If that is the case, and it's going to be another hometown fight for you, if you could pick one person, realistically, if you could pick one person to fight, who would it be?
Because I think.
When you think about those people maybe that have called you out that you want to dish
You know
out.
what? I just want to fight someone where it makes us get up in the morning and train. The likes of the Lewis Isaacs, the Thomas Broadbents, etc., etc., etc. But all this matchmaking's out of my hands now. Empty cages in the fights, and whoever I fight, it's going to sell, and I'm going to put a performance on. Up until I start fighting for titles, I'll fight anybody in my way, because anybody in my way stopped me from getting them titles.
Yeah. Surely you'd like to give old Tommy Broadbent a
good Hayden
Benwell Bomber on Sky Sports.
I would love that. I would love that.
Yeah.
With Tommy Broadbent, I would like to fight all them people who I've got a bit of beef with the crowd.
Yeah,
with the full crowd. Know what I mean?
100%. Yeah.
Because that behind closed doors stuff's good. It's mint because boxing's still happening. You know, there's like
when there's a little bit more to it.
Yeah, there's no better than 10,000 Geordies screaming from the rafters.
I want to say a massive thank you to the Benwell Bomber, Joe Laws, for coming on to the podcast and taking time out of his day to have these conversations with ourselves. A massive shout out to the co-founder and co-host, Prezi, and another massive shout out to those boys at That Subculture Fashion. Again, all the links are going to be in the description below. If you are watching on YouTube, obviously, if you are listening on Spotify or on any other platforms, I can drop the links in the description for the podcast for That Subculture Fashion, all of the Benwell Bombers social media, and also all of our social media. It's been an absolute pleasure again. Thank you all so much for being here, and I hope you all have an amazing rest of your day.